fellas, in today's video I'll be covering the Human Torch in the simplified Marvel Rivals guide. The Human Torch is very similar to Iron Man for his flight, always flying and a little clunky to move around. However, unlike Iron Man, you will need to be somewhat close to get the most out of him, as he acts more like a shotgun area denier over someone that you'll be playing at a distance. He is not massively overpowered in unskilled hands. He does do a lot of damage, but he is a little bit slow to move around. So your positioning will be one of the most important things with the Human Torch to get the most out of him. And as a lot of players don't spend a lot of time with the flyer heroes, I do recommend just getting a little bit of practice in with movement. Otherwise, you will be easy pickings. He is a fantastic character. I'll be covering his combos, playstyle, and more, so whether you're a new day one player to him or need a seasonal refresher, this video will be for you. Just to start, the Human Torch has 6 flames just underneath his crosshair. Those are going to be what most of his abilities rely on. His basic attack acts like a shotgun, but it's not a fireball. As you can see, it does shoot out pellets, but a lot of those pellets. So you will need to land majority of those in order to get the most damage out of him. But honestly, even just as someone doing constant damage, he does quite a bit of damage. But let's say you are landing your shots with his basic attack, the damage is insane. And what's even more insane is the drop off. At 20 meters, landing headshots, which is fairly easy to do, is 4 shots on squishies. I do notice that it starts to drop off around 25, but even then at 30 meters, you still do really good damage, getting 4 shots a kill with headshots. For target practice, I recommend these guys over the stationary ones as they are moving. And with the Human Torch, I really think a lot of people are going to be jumping around a lot more just to get out of your damaging ways. Well, he does shine with his fire cluster, his basic attack. Blazing Blast, his secondary attack, will be what he uses a lot for area denial. So with your secondary ability, I believe that's LT on controller, you can throw down a fireball, which does an area of effect, not doing a ton of damage, but a little bit of damage. It lasts a long time and looks to be about 5 meters or so in range for the effect. But what's really special about it is that you can throw down multiple of them. As you can see in the bottom right, you do have 3 charges, and it does charge relatively fast, but every time you do use it, it does stop recharging for just a second. And the most I've seen that you could get off is 5. But what's really cool about it is that when you have a few down, you can press the E ability, and this creates a ring which will damage everyone inside of it, doing more damage. And now I can't stress this enough, you can make the range on it incredibly large. So this will be great for blocking off like domination points, great for convoy, things like that. Area denier will be the best way to play the Human Torch. And just as a little bonus, if you press F onto a fireball, this will do a ton of damage and knockback, but it will get rid of those fireballs. You do have to be somewhat accurate though, as the radius of your blast is about 7 or so meters, it looks like. And if you miss, they won't explode, but they'll still do area of effect with your fireballs. And as a general, your dash does do knockback and a little bit of damage. And not that I suggest you spend a lot of time close to the ground, but you do have to be just a little bit off the ground in order to make your F ability work. Otherwise, it'll be grayed out and you can't do anything with it. And for his next ability on shift, we have Plasma Body. This allows you to move faster. It looks to be about 100% movement bonus. Similar again to Iron Man, but you do move a little bit awkwardly again. The charge does take about 10 or so seconds to fully get back, and it lasts about 12 seconds from what I can tell. And when he uses ultimate Supernova, you have unlimited dash speed, which is very good. And when you throw out your fireballs, those turn into fire tornadoes, doing more damage up high with the same area of effect. But that's not what's truly special about it. When Storm uses her ultimate, you can throw down your fireballs to create a fire tornado, doing a ton of damage. It's similar to the fireballs, you can throw down 4 fire tornadoes at once. As you saw just beneath Storm there was the X ability. Pressing X will make your ultimate go off, so it's only available when you do have that. But it is nice that you do have an ability warning when that goes off, just so that you can get yours off at the same time. One thing I did forget was his team up with Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman has 3 team-ups available with the Fantastic Four. What happens here is that you do get a new move on the C button. This is typically the team up button. And what that does is you get a health pack that gives you health over time. And what this does is it tells you to go up with your shift ability, which is not a bad idea. Use your basic attack to get some damage in. Make your fire prison and then do a dash. When you do have the fire prison going off, your dash attack will not make those explode, just so that you don't spend time trying to make that happen. But that was the tank in the middle. That does tons of damage. I think this is one of the few suggested combos I actually suggest you do use. But do be warned, this is practice mode. You will be shot at, people will attack you. In the beginning, the Human Torch will be everywhere because they're new and they're hyped with how overpowered and easy they are. He's not going to be an easy character. Yes, he does do a ton of damage. He acts like a shotgun, tons of damage. However, you are a flyer and a very awkward one at that, especially having to be up close. I don't think it will happen within your first couple of games if you play right away, but very soon you're going to have a lot of people dealing crowd control and attacking flyers, which honestly is going to be a great thing because Storm and Iron Man aren't shot at all that much and they really need to be taken down a peg. But this doesn't mean that he's bad, just that it'll take some time for their true skill ceiling to shine once players learn his mechanics and how to deal with them more effectively. His power prison ability, throwing down the fireballs and pressing E, will be great for blocking paths. Even if you just throw down 2 fireballs, this creates a fire wall and that does a lot of damage. This will be great for blocking off hallways or creating a damaging boxing ring around a domination or a checkpoint. The range for these is ridiculous and hits for a smaller amount but very rapidly. The area denial is going to be absolutely insane. And so I don't think people are going to be dealing with flyers as their first thing to deal with, especially with the Human Torch coming out. But it's going to be how to manage that boxing ring, that fire ring that he creates. The Human Torch shines as an area denial player. Thankfully, they do need to be somewhat close to get these fireballs down accurately to make the prison, but it's very overpowered. As you saw in the beginning, he has great range for this. And with him, there's not really too many suggested combos that I can see just right off the bat. But the first thing that I think most people should get the hang of is use your shift ability to move around faster and basically do drive-by basic fire attacks. And then if you are fighting someone who tries to run away and for some reason you can't aim with your basic attack, using the dive ability, this will let you knock them back to get them out into the open, as well as doing a ton of damage, which should ideally eliminate them. Now, if you're watching this video on how to counter Human Torch, let's start with some basics. Namor is going to be great for this. Doctor Strange's shield ability should be able to block those fireballs, and the enemies with crowd control who can knock him down easy for quick kills will also be another one. Like Bucky, he can shoot out his orb. That will knock you down, make you easy pickings. The Human Torch is a really unique character that I think will benefit many teams, being able to disrupt the enemy backlines during pushes, but most notably blocking space, and pushes effectively walling off objectives. Thankfully, a lot of players don't focus too much on the airspace yet, so you should be good for a good while until they do. My only real suggestion for most players at this moment will be spend some time learning how to actually move with the Human Torch. You don't see too many Iron Man or Storm, for example, and they can both be very clunky characters to move around with. The Human Torch is very similar to that, especially Iron Man. Make sure you pay attention to your spacing. Use terrain for protection. And that's a wrap on this Human Torch Marvel Rivals guide. Tell me, did I miss anything or have any tips of your own you think more people should know? Leave it in the comments below. And hey, hit that like button while you're still watching, subscribe for more videos like this if you haven't already. Stay tuned for the next one.